Hi Leo, thank you so much for coming down. And I was listening to your speech, and there were so many amazing points, especially at this age. How did you end up into usability and user testing and UX, UI? These are all complicated terms. Tell us more about how you started.
Okay, so it all began when I started to learn how to program. That was because I always loved playing games, but till date, I've never found the perfect game, the one I enjoy the most. But so I asked my mom, and she told me that why not just make your own game, because she's a software engineer. And so I thought, oh my god, I could actually do that. And then that's when I first came to programming. Then shortly into it, I realized that to make a good game, you'll need multiple people. So I wanted to have children in my team because they think more like me, because I also was a kid. So that's how the Workshop4Me started. And so it was children teaching children and the experience that it provided. And at the time, I didn't understand that why we were doing better than other normal coding classes at the time. But then, as I grew older and I matured, I realized that it was because the user experience that we have in the classes is something that is replicable. Because it is two very informed teachers, me and my sister, and my mom also helps. And we run the entire sessions, and the children feel free. They can do whatever they want. It's like a learning atmosphere. It's very cool. And that user experience, which I didn't know at the time, was irreplaceable. And that's why even though we've been told to take it online and to do sessions online and stuff, we realized that it wouldn't be the same. And so if we were to expand, we would need very detailed teacher training to deal with all the situations, because the experience for the children is very cultivating. They feel very supportive, and I think that's how they grow.
I think that's a big contribution to the society altogether. Normally, the previous generation was all about, I know things, so I'm going to train you. Mm-hmm. Now it should be more about inspiring them so that they can learn.
Definitely.
And I think when people teach others, that's the best way to learn. It's a wonderful way of teaching. Mm-hmm. But tell me more about the user experience. You were talking about that user experience is very important for businesses. Mm-hmm. Why do you think user experience matters that much in today's world?
Because I'm just going to face facts. We only got one life, we only got one shot at this. Why not make it enjoyable and fun while we're doing it? And so even day-to-day things, even shopping and riding home can be a very enjoyable experience instead of a big burden that you've put yourself into, or even working or going to work. And so I think that if we make our experiences better, then we'll feel better overall, and that's not a negative thing. So it must be good.
But in our past, standard thinking is that you study till 18th, and then you go to a college, and then you study till 20, 23, 24, then you go to a company. The company will teach you on the first year, and then you'll start working. So that's the kind of a status quo which has been maintained. But for the new generation, when should they start learning about newer things that they are excited about?
I think that everyone is already learning at my age about something that they're very interested in, because back in the olden days it was very hard to get exposed to the outside world and to know that there's so much more than just one good company to work for. You've got an entire world. And so because this generation is more informed and there's so much customized content tailored to them, they can choose exactly what they want and already start to learn what they're doing. I'm pretty sure that all of the iGens out there are already learning in some way, shape, or form what they want to do in the future, or trying to publish themselves, or to broadcast themselves to be visible to companies.
Just another question on that is, today when we manage the workforce or we inspire the workforce, there's a huge difference in the way the Gen X, Gen Y is behaving and compared to the previous generation. So what are the changes that you think the Gen X must be talking about, or Gen Z is talking about, that the work culture should be like that? Is there any specific work culture that Gen Z want to see in the companies?
Definitely. No more fixed office hours. You work a particular amount of hours per week instead of coming every day from 9 to 5. That's not boring. It has to feel relaxed and you want to work should be the goal. How to make your employees want to work instead of they have to work for their paycheck. And to make the entire experience enjoyable, because the only reason people don't like work is because it's boring, it's tiring, or like the AC is not cold enough. And so like all of these reasons, they might be like small minor changes, but it helps people want to work. That's what Google and Facebook have like leveraged on, having been inside their campuses. I know it's a phenomenal, amazing experience.
Absolutely. I think this is an amazing insight that instead of making people work, you should inspire them so that they want to work rather than they have to work. And that will change the whole work culture. And anyone who wants to start a career in UX, what do you suggest them? Where should they start learning, and whether they should start practicing? And of course, they can come to your courses and they can start learning from you. But apart from that, is there any book that you recommend, or is there something that they should do in their career?
I would recommend that the fundamentals of UX always starts from within. Do what you feel, whatever you feel is correct. Do what you want to do, and then try and think about, if you were a different type of person, then how would you face this problem, or like expand the problem compared to like just being what it is, to like try and apply it to everyone, and just think about how to make things fun, basically.
And the last question is, since this is our second edition, so we are doing a series called 2 Years, 2 Tips. If you can share 2 powerful tips from any walk of life that will help our audience.
1, be informed. Read everything that you can, or like watch anything you can. That has definitely helped me a lot, and I love that I've got the ability to do that, especially in this like digital age. And second of all, well, like it's actually 3 tips, but like I'll merge them into one. Second, be careful of the people who you trust and who you work with, because that's the single most critical thing. Make sure that their ambitions and their goals align with yours, so then you can symbiotically work together. Do not at all have like a random partner you think will be good but isn't in the end. Also, going with that, it was also like trust yourself the most. That would be like the third tip in quotes.
Absolutely. I think everything starts with seeing more. And in today's world, when we are seeing so many things on Facebook, so many things on LinkedIn, it is also important that we trust the right sources and learn from that. Amazing experience. We learned so many things from you, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. I also loved your talk. I have to...
all right. Thank you so much. And if audience have any further question, do send it to us. We will try to get him and see whether he can answer all of those queries. All
Definitely.
right.
I'd love to.
Thank you so much once again. Thank you. Bye-bye.